Good evening, everybody. Matt M. Roy back once again. Sorry for the late start, and I'm probably going to actually have to go downstairs in just a couple of minutes. I have a client down there working with a computer right now, so I'm just trying to make everything work here. I wasn't actually going to start it right now, but I figured I'd give you guys a chance to ask me a few questions. I don't know if people weren't getting the message. I tried to put on there a couple of times the stream would be starting later than 7 p.m. I don't know. So until I have to go back downstairs, let's see how everybody's doing. And I'll be honest with you, while I'm waiting for people to say some questions, I will tell you that last night I was watching Stranger Things, and I just finished watching the third season. And I want to tell you the way I felt when I finished that last episode. Exactly what my shirt says. What does it say? Just one more episode. And that's the way I felt. I think they actually kind of gypped us this season. Basically, every other season of Stranger Things, first and second season, had 9 episodes. This last third season only had 8. So I don't know if that was on purpose, or if maybe they're going to release a special here in the near future. So you guys are probably wondering what the thumbnail was about. Well, let me tell you. I'm going to show you a couple of these thrift store finds before we get into the questions, waiting for everybody to come here. But I went to one of my local thrift stores, the one I absolutely love, not the CHKD. This is another one. And I talked to one of the ladies that works in back, and she's actually been holding some stuff for me. She was actually going to scrap the stuff if I didn't want it. I'm glad she didn't. So the first thing she gave me, or sold me, I should say, is this video card. A Vetro GT 545. Never even heard of this card, but the fan spins freely. It's definitely been used. It's got some dirt in the blades there, but it does have HDMI, VGA, and DVI, if you guys can see it right there. This will be good for one of my builds. Not sure where I'm going to put this in quite yet. But yeah, I mean, this looks like a decent card. Now, the second card she gave me, actually sold me. I got all 3 cards here, including a older 8400 GS for $5. So it was a really good deal. This card, I'm not even exactly sure what it is. You can see that it was originally made for an HP. You can see the logo right there. The reason I didn't take it out of the bag, believe it or not, this is still sealed. This was never installed. This is actually a factory sealed card. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up really quick because I will be using this in a build very shortly. See if I can get this thing open. There we go. Ooh. Ah, smell that fresh video card smell. Whew. Actually smells like mothballs. This is some type of NVIDIA card. Very odd configuration. Small fan. You can see this was probably designed to be used with a low form factor or small form factor computer. Honestly, I have absolutely no idea what this is. There is a product number here. Let me try typing that in real quick. See if this comes up with anything. HP 7599938-001. Sometimes you get lucky and it'll actually tell us what these cards are. This is an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 745, according to what eBay said. So that is actually a really nice card for the price. Let me see what else we got here. Sonic Wank, so let's get to 40 likes. Thank you very much. You know, the likes always do help. YouTube sees those likes, and believe it or not, will actually promote my channel more. Thank you guys so much. So this is going to be a free-for-all live stream. You guys can basically ask me anything you want within reason. We could talk about anything you want, again, within reason. I'm still waiting on some questions and comments. So while I still have a few minutes, I'm going to show you guys a couple of things that I picked up. Now, I did that big, massive computer haul video that you guys might have seen, maybe not. And I brought up one of the Toughbooks that I got. This is one of them right here. This is actually one of the ones that's beat up a little bit worse. They all have quite a bit of wear on them, being they were used, you could see right there, in an EMT or an ambulance company. But they're still solid. I mean, these things will go for a long time. But if I open up, as you can see, it's missing some keys. This one's missing two right there. It's missing the little cover for the hinge there. It's grimy, it's worn, but believe it or not, and I hope this one still has some battery power. Yep, it sure does. They still boot. Believe it or not, every single one of these, no matter how bad the condition, they all still work, and they all do have SSDs in them, 120 gig SSDs. This one's still running Windows 7. I have since installed Windows 10 Pro on 3 or 4 out of the 5, and I actually sold a couple of these already. But I actually did something very interesting the other day. A gentleman that had saw the listing I posted on Facebook about these wanted to know if I had some extra chargers for sale, because he had a couple of Toughbooks and needed chargers. And I said, yeah, because they actually gave me like 30 chargers in that bundle. And there were only 10 of these Toughbooks. So the other day he came and bought 2 of the chargers from me. And then out of the blue last night, he sends me a message saying, hey, would you be interested in trading one of your Toughbooks for one of the ones that I have? And I said, well, yeah, why not? And this is what he actually traded me. And he actually took one of the Toughbooks I had that was in really bad shape. So I actually think I got a really good deal. This particular one is a CF 30. Now, this is an older model. The ones I have are all i5s. This is actually rocking a Core 2 Duo, but this is actually a really nice looking and a very unique Toughbook in my opinion, mainly because this actually has, and if I can pull it out, the capability of cell phone. In other words, 3G. You can actually put a 3G card in this particular Toughbook. Opening it up, I actually haven't opened these up before. These have a few other unique features too. One being, this is one of the models that actually has the backlit keyboard. And I don't know if he actually has any power on this yet, but let's see. Turn it off here so you guys can see a little bit better. Nope. Battery is stone dead on this. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There we go. It's coming up. But I don't think my camera is going to show the backlit keyboard very well, but you can see it right there. It's not missing a key either. I thought it was. That F11 is actually reddish in color. Now, there's no hard drive and no hard drive caddy in this particular Toughbook, but I still think I made a good deal because this is a really nice Toughbook. This is one I'm going to keep, and I have no problem ordering the caddy and putting my own hard drive in. So definitely expect to see this in a future video for sure. You say, hey Matt, don't know where you were live. Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually, to be honest with you, in just a couple of minutes, I'm gonna have to run downstairs. So you guys are gonna see a little bit of dead air here. Hopefully, maybe just for 4 or 5 minutes. Giving you fair warning right now, and I'll probably lose quite a few people, but again, unfortunately, it can't be helped. Hey Matt, why did everybody hate on the GT 710 for only 35 New Zealand dollars, brand new, free shipping? It's not a bad card. Used it with a 7 gig DDR2 RAM Q6600. Honestly, I think it's just because it's not a real high end card. I like the GT 700 series. I had no problems with them at all. All right, tubers, I am going to have to go downstairs for just a couple of minutes. I'm going to leave you guys. Let's see. Now, it should go to a picture in a few minutes. Give me about 5 minutes and I'll be back. I promise. All right, you guys still with me? It's going to be just a couple more minutes. All right. I had some bad timing tonight. I apologize. We still got 9 people here. Thank you guys so much. Give me about another 5 minutes, and I'll be right back with you. Let me answer a couple questions here real quick. Mark Covington asks, why is there no hard drive in the Toughbook I traded for? The guy got a whole bunch of them like I did, and for security reasons, they wanted to pull the hard drives. So for whatever reason, they pulled the hard drive and the caddy. So I don't know. A lot of times these companies, honestly, they just don't know any better. They don't realize that once you pull the hard drive, um, it's not going to do anything, but they just probably forgot to put the caddy back in. All right, tubers, be right back. Whee! All right, I'm back. I know I'm funny, and I'm not kidding you guys either. I mean, I actually did have somebody here looking at a computer. So yeah, that's just what happens sometimes. So let's see what else we got here. Mr. Jimmy says, I used to have the same setup in an old PC. I used as a second PC, but 8 gigs of DDR2 RAM. It could even run Fortnite with low settings. 852 by 480, low fine at 40 to 50 frames per second. That's actually really good considering you're running DDR2 memory. With games like Fortnite, DDR2 is actually really, really slow. Actually, it's really surprising you could run it even at the low settings. Hear that? I don't know if you'll pick it up or not. The guy that came actually has one of the old Dodge Ram diesels with the Cummins, and man, you could hear that coming a mile away. A Cummins is coming from a mile away. You had a bad storm yesterday in Virginia Beach. Yes, actually, we did. Now, again, I live in Chesapeake, but it's not all that far from Virginia Beach. And yeah, the storms were really brutal. Basically, it didn't even last that long, honestly. The storm we had, the severe storm, maybe was like about 20, 30 minutes at most. But the wind, if you guys saw it, I didn't even film the worst of it. Actually, the worst of it happened after I finished filming. We had trees, straight line winds, 60 miles per hour plus, and the trees were actually bending like this at times. Believe it or not, Mom's plum tree in front is still hanging in there. I thought for sure that thing was going to be a goner in this last storm, but no, it's still there. Tornado, Cardboard Maker Studio says tornado warning in parts of our area, but not where I am, thankfully. It's more towards the south. That's okay. You never have to apologize for being late. You know, it happens. I'm back. Hey, back. I'm front. Mark wants to be funny tonight, too. I'll tell you, I am really tired, so I'm a little loopy myself. So if I make some really bad jokes during this live stream, don't hit me too bad, please. What is that? Oh, I'll tell you, I love the Amazon Fire Stick. I use that now more than anything else. And even when I'm not using, I keep the TV on, just lay in bed and look at the beautiful pictures. You can listen to music. You have Alexa built right in there. It's amazing what Amazon is doing with technology. And you want to know something? I totally forgot to bring my water here with me. Ugh. Sonic Wang asks, what did you have for dinner? Let's see, what did I have for dinner tonight? I had a peanut butter. I'm going to be real specific here. Natural Aldi's peanut butter with blackberry jam on Aldi's honey oat, sprouted grain, organic, non-GMO bread, and a banana. That's it. That's literally what I had. And it's funny because you guys know that like 50% of the time I'll have whatever the whole family's having for dinner. The other 50% of the time I'll usually have oatmeal, so a repeat of what I ate for breakfast. But tonight I felt like having something different. I was starting to get sick of oatmeal, and then I remembered that we had the peanut butter and the jelly, and I've just been in one of those moods lately. When I was a kid, there were times where I would eat nothing for lunch but peanut butter and jelly. I know a lot of you probably went through that same phase, and it seems like as I'm getting older, I got to have it once in a while. Milo? Yeah. You guys want to see where Milo is? Check this out. He's right there. Right on top of that computer that I'm working on. Hey, Milo. Whoa. It's okay. It's all right, bud. He makes that meow when he thinks he's doing something bad. You're all right. What you doing? What you doing, buddy? What you doing? You gonna sit there and rub on the Toughbooks? Oh, he's gonna lay on the Toughbooks. Probably a good thing that it is a tough book. Stephen Barber goes, I like peanut butter Skippy, but jelly or jam is also good. I used to eat a lot of Skippy peanut butter until I realized that the natural stuff is much better for you. Now, I don't actually get the natural peanut butter, like the one that you have to stir, that the oil sits on top and you have to stir it in. That stuff's too much of a pain in the butt. I get the one that's a little bit worse for you than that, but a lot better than the regular peanut butter. It usually has some palm oil in it, but it doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup. It just has regular cane sugar. Okay, I need to put this back because my hand is killing me having to hold it like that. He's a juvenile delinquent, that cat. Oh, Eric, no, please don't try to comment if you're driving. That would not be good. I'm not going to say this because if I say this, I know that I am going to get hate. But there was a time years ago when I was a teenager and I was really stupid. And yeah, I used to text once in a while I was driving. But I haven't done that in probably close to 10 to 15 years. So don't you tell anybody that I am a proponent of texting and driving. I am not. I don't do it anymore at all. Trying to see if we missed anything here. Mr. Jimmy, do not buy any cheap dual-core Celeron laptops. They are really slow unless you upgrade to an SSD. Honestly, I would say don't buy anything Celeron at all. I don't care if it's dual core. Heck, I even heard them say they're going to come out with a quad core Celeron. There were a lot of jokes, and they say Celeron is the techies or the geeks four-letter word. And then the other one was the best anti-theft device you can have on your computer is that Celeron sticker. So let's say you have a Core i7 8th gen or even a Core i9 with 64 gigs of DDR4 RAM. You have a really nice system. If you want to keep it safe, just take off that i7 or that i9 sticker and put a Celeron sticker on there. Ain't nobody going to steal that thing. George Stewart says peanut butter and bananas and marshmallow fluff on toast, like an Elvis Presley sandwich. I've never had peanut butter and bananas and marshmallow fluff all together on a sandwich. I've had peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. Matter of fact, like a fluffernutter sandwich is what we call them. In middle school, I had a teacher, I think she was my reading teacher or English teacher, and she used to bring those in, and we used to eat them all the time. But I never had one with bananas on it. That actually does sound pretty good. I'll have to give that a try. So what we got? We got people here like Skippy, Jif. I buy the cheap peanut butter. Even if I'm not buying the natural peanut butter, which I usually do, I'll just usually buy the store brand. So if I'm at Walmart, it's great value. If I'm at Food Line, it's just Food Line brand. If I'm at Aldi, it's whatever their house brand is. Actually, at Aldi, that's all you can buy. If you've ever been to an Aldi, about 60 to 80% of the products, give or take, are their own house brand. But they're actually really good. Most of the time, they're made by one of the major manufacturers, so you really can't tell the difference anyway. And that's really a good topic of conversation. Is buying the store brand of most products will save you big money on your grocery bill each week. And I would say a good 70 to 80% of the time, most people can't tell the difference between the taste of the store brand food and the name brand food. And I know I'm going to have people here argue with me saying, yeah, you can. I can't. The only exception in my case is Hellmann's mayonnaise. I can tell if it's not Hellmann's mayonnaise. Like at Aldi, I actually buy the Berman's brand mayonnaise because it's made by Hellmann's. If it's a store brand, I won't touch it. One time, I remember I was making chicken salad, and we were running out of mayonnaise. We had maybe like a quarter of a jar, which is nowhere near enough to make the amount of chicken salad that I have. So I ran out on my bike to Food Lion, and I bought the Food Lion brand of mayonnaise, made the chicken salad, and wound up throwing half of it out because I couldn't stand the taste. And it's not that it's usually like ranch or anything. It's usually the opposite. Generally, the store brand mayonnaise tends to be way too sweet for me. Pradkins goes, give me some updates on your dad's vehicle. Well, which one? My dad actually owns like 5 vehicles. He's classic cars, and then he's got the Lincoln Town Car, and then, of course, the Dodge Ram pickup, the 3500. Though we are selling that and the travel trailer because we're not going to be traveling with that much anymore. My dad just can't handle that. Now that he's a little bit up there in age, he just can't handle driving that around, and I'm not driving that. I am not towing that 34-foot trailer behind that truck. It's too nerve-wracking for me. So we're selling those 2 vehicles. The other day, what was it? Today's Friday, so it would have been Monday or Tuesday. Dad and I actually did a lot of work. We changed the oil on my Tahoe, my LeSabre, and my mother's Lincoln Town Car. And we did a few other little odds and ends, grease fittings, stuff like that. And it's a lot of work. Doing oil changes on 3 vehicles is a lot of work. Now, thankfully, we do have the lift in the garage, which helps dramatically, but it still took us a couple hours to get it all done. Milo, don't you knock anything over there, cat. What a kooky boy. Yeah, I have to agree, Eric. Voice to text is never accurate. I try not to use it unless I'm absolutely desperate. Because a lot of times it'll be like autocorrect was back 10 or 15 years ago. Or 15. Oh, wow. Years ago. I'm just checking the live stream. It's actually pretty synced this week. I'm surprised. Usually I have about a 5 or 10 second lag. I can't show you the Lincoln Town Car right now, Pradkins. It's storming outside, and I have no way to bring the webcam out. But believe me, it'll be in a future vlog for sure. How is your father doing? Mark Covington asks. He's actually doing much better. With his condition, he does have to take it easy sometimes, but it's under control, and that's about all you can ask. Oh, thank you, Nick. Nick's trying to get me to 40 likes. I always appreciate that. You guys are the best. I always say my YouTube audience is the best, and very few of you do I ever have to put in timeout, though it has happened. George Stewart asks, are these iPhones really waterproof? Honestly, I have no idea. I do not know a lot about Apple products at all. I would assume they probably are, or at the very least, water resistant. My Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is technically waterproof, though I don't think I'd ever want to test that. Some people have actually put their phones into like a glass of water, and they said that they were fine. But nah, I am not going to put a close to $1,000 cell phone in a glass of water just to test that theory. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, you could do the research, and I would be surprised if they are, but no. Someone asking about the Pradkins 14 Chrysler Town and Country minivan. Are you asking if I still have it? The answer is yes, though I don't really drive it much because, as I've said in some previous live streams, actually I'm having an intermittent issue with the brakes. The brake cable, or I'm trying to think of the term for it, the front driver's side brake cable that actually carries the fluid to the caliper, I think has a pinch, or at the very least it's starting to degrade, because every once in a while when it gets really hot, the caliper will stick on, and I'll have to pull the van over and wait till it cools off. I'm not in any rush to fix it, honestly, because I'm not really driving it all that much right now. And yes, there is a very good possibility in the near future that vehicle will be sold. I'm really having a hard time handling 3 vehicles, and we're talking about 3 motor vehicles, insurance, tax, fuel, basic maintenance, keeping everything up on those. That's a lot of money. Believe it or not, maintaining 3 vehicles is about the same as having a mortgage every month. So I need to get down to 2. The way it looks right now, it's going to have to be the Chrysler Town and Country that goes, because I love my LeSabre. I would never get rid of it unless I absolutely had to. And I also love the Tahoe. So yeah, I definitely think it's going to be the Town and Country at this point. Eric Brunhammer, I'm on Route 76 coming from Northwest Philadelphia, and oh my gosh, traffic is horrible. Every time in that area. Well, You got to remember too, it's Friday night. Everybody's trying to get home, and the people that have already gotten home are trying to get out to a bar or to a restaurant. So, yeah, I'm not surprised traffic's pretty bad. Tyler goes, I got 7 in my name and paying for them. Oh, them, it's too much. Yeah, I can't even imagine having 7 vehicles to my name. This is the most I've ever owned at once, and it's manageable, but at the same time, I don't need to be paying all that insurance. And you got to remember, I still pay on the Chrysler Town and Country. I still have that finance, so that's an amount of money that if I could sell that and get out from having to pay that each month, it would be a dramatic improvement to my lifestyle. Don't get rid of the Buick. Don't make the same mistake I did with my Century. Don't worry, Stephen Barber. Barring any type of major catastrophe with that vehicle, it's here to stay. And mainly because I know how good that vehicle is. I know that it was really well maintained. That was a one owner vehicle. Basically, I'm not counting the guy I bought it from, because he bought it from the original owner, and he honestly never got it retitled. So I actually got it with the original title. And the lady who owned that, you could tell she did everything. She did the oil changes probably every 2,500, 3,000 miles. Did all the maintenance required. So that Buick still has a lot of life left. Pradkin says, thanks. Got a recall on the Chrysler Town and Country minivan. I have not had any. I don't think mine has any of those Takata airbags. I think that was only the older ones, like the previous generation. We're talking like 2001 to 2007. George Stewart says, LeSabre drives like a Cadillac. Yes and no. Don't get me wrong. It's a fantastic driving and riding vehicle, but it is front wheel drive. And most Cadillacs are rear wheel drive, except for the newer ones. I can't say that it drives like an old school Cadillac, but it does have a very nice ride. Nervous Nick, where's Brunhammer? He's there. He just commented, believe it or not. Eric goes, I can't believe there hasn't been any recalls on my Silverado. That's a really good point. And if you guys watch Scotty Kilmer's channel, I know a lot of people out there have mixed feelings about him, but he is a very intelligent backyard mechanic. He's put out a lot of videos recently about the decline of General Motors, and more specifically their build quality. But I haven't really heard anything bad about the new Silverados. Now, if we're talking about issues with modern pickup trucks, I'd have to go to Ford, specifically the F-150s, using aluminum beds. That had to be the dumbest thing that I've ever heard of. I've actually seen videos where people were using their new F-150s with the aluminum beds, filling them up with like gravel or dirt from the workplace, and they had the loaders and they dropped it in there, and the bed actually dented. In other words, once they took it off, you could see the bed had concaved in. So that had to be the dumbest idea. And I get what Ford was trying to do. It's all about weight. Aluminum weighs a lot less than steel. So they said, if we do that, then the vehicle will weigh less. We can use a smaller engine and we'll get better fuel economy. Yes, that's true. But at the end of the day, your vehicle has to be able to stand up to the workload that it was designed to do. So I have to give what's a good word? A dunce cap to Ford for doing that. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of. Pradkin says, Buick's got a great stereo system. General Motors always had good radios. Delco radios, for the most part, in the Buicks. Mine still has a Delco. I think it was 2002 or 2003, they switched for a little while to Panasonic radios, and they did not sound that well. I actually had a Panasonic factory stereo in my '03 LeSabre, and I think the one in my 2000 LeSabre is far superior, much better sound. The one I have in the LeSabre now is the Concert Sound 2, so it's the higher end of the radios that were available at the time. Sounds absolutely fabulous. Not to be confused with the TV show. Almost to 40 likes. Oh, that's awesome. I don't actually see it as live as you guys do. For whatever reason, the clock counts down for me. You guys see the likes before I do. Any smart truck owner, there's that voice to text again, has a bed liner, whether it be spraying or dropping. Yeah, most definitely. Matter of fact, my dad's Ram has a drop-in, not a spray-in bed liner. I think it is. Yeah, it's one of the plastic ones. If I ever decide to get another vehicle, probably be a Chevy Silverado. I'll have to make sure it has one too. Ah, I knew I was forgetting something. So, was telling you guys that I might be getting rid of the Chrysler Town and Country. Now, this is by no means certain, but I've actually been looking at something to replace it. Because believe it or not, even though I just said that I don't want 3 vehicles, there's every chance that if I get another third vehicle, that I'll sell one of the Tahoes and make a nice profit. And I'm actually looking at a vehicle right now that's local to my house. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Ooh, excuse me. Everything's being very, very slow right now. Here we go. Oh, no. I hope he didn't sell it already. Well, anyway, it's a 1996 Chevrolet Suburban white with 266,000 miles. So again, we're talking about a vehicle with a lot of miles, but it's actually in a little bit better physical shape than my Tahoe. The paint isn't faded like mine is. The only thing that it needs is a brake booster, which I can put in myself. I mean, that's no big deal. And that's all it needs. He said everything else is in good shape, and they're asking $1,000 or best offer. So let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know what's going on. Facebook is being real stupid right now. Okay, yeah, I don't know why, but anyway, it's a distinct possibility. But again, I would actually have to sell one of the vehicles that I currently own. Mark Covington asks, does it have a CD player or a cassette player? I don't know. I haven't even seen interior pictures yet, so we'll have to figure that out. Reviews for Noobs says, install a cheap Android head unit in one of your cars. I don't know, because I'll be honest with you, I'm old school when it comes to music. I like the factory radio that's in my LeSabre. We were just talking about that. Maybe something for the Tahoe in the future. What I have in there now is just a Sony Explode CD, AM/FM CD radio. And it's okay, but it's kind of finicky at times. So there's every possibility I might be buying one for that. Oh no. I believe it or not, I had leather seats, leather heated seats down here. You just don't need for it. We don't get enough cold weather here to warrant using heated seats. As a matter of fact, my 2003 LeSabre had it, and my van actually has it, and I just never use it. It's just unnecessary in this area. Well, I can't find that ad right now, so I don't know if they sold that vehicle or not, but it is what it is. You know, it's one thing I always say when it comes to used vehicles, there's never any shortage of them. So if one slips through your fingers, there's always another one out there. Eric goes, I hope Memphis, Tennessee traffic is not this bad. Where are you going, Eric? Oh my goodness. You travel a lot more than I do. Down to 18 watchers. Almost got 40 likes. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much. I think what we're going to do is, as soon as I hit 40 likes, we're going to end this live stream. I need to get some rest tonight. I got to get up early tomorrow. Breakfast with the car club. So you know what? If you want to see me on here longer, then hold off. But as soon as I get to 40 likes, we're going to end the stream. I got a dislike. Oh no, I guess somebody, or they took away their like. I guess they want me to stay on longer. The GD Matman. I love that. Goes, Matt, congratulations on your fitness journey. You look great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. There are days that it's a bit of a struggle. You know, recently I've had to add some junkier food to my diet just to keep things going. But I've increased my exercise level a little bit. So believe it or not, and I haven't posted this yet. I think it was 2 days ago. You guys saw on Facebook, probably saw that I got down to 209. And believe it or not, I got on the scale this morning, and I'm at 208. So I am literally 8 pounds away from my ultimate weight loss goal. I'm not going to try to get to under 200 pounds, because at that point I'm just going to start looking emaciated. And even now I have people telling me that I look like I need to add weight back. Well, I don't know about that, but I think right around the 200-pound spot is where my body needs to be. So we'll see what happens. And it's not an easy journey. You guys have heard me talk endlessly about this, but it's really important that I do, because a lot of you out there are dealing with the same kind of struggles that I am with weight. I've struggled my entire life with being overweight, and honestly, more obese than overweight. I mean, most of my life, I was in that obese to morbidly obese range. So now that I've lost the weight, I just feel so much better. I can go all day, all night if I have to. As a matter of fact, I only sleep 4 or 5 hours a night now because I have so much energy. Whereas when I was, 350 pounds, 400 pounds, it wouldn't be unusual for me to sleep 9 or 10 hours a day, just because my body had to keep up with all the extra weight. Just moving around, getting out of the chair, going up and down stairs was a struggle. Unbelievable, the change. I'm at 40 likes. Thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend. Please continue to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.